The absolute pinnacle of modern psychological horror. You finish your business, look to your right, and freeze. The cardboard cylinder of doom. Empty. Cue the cold sweat and immediate panic. Your brain enters survival mode. You look at your socks. Are white tube socks worth saving? You look at the plush bath mat. How attached am I to this home decor? You question every single life choice that brought you to this exact moment. But take a breath. Because for 99.9% of human history, toilet paper simply did not exist. In fact, the commercial stuff didn't even hit shelves until 1857. Shout out to Joseph Gaiety, the man who finally saved our backsides. Which raises a genuinely terrifying question. What did our ancestors do before then? Well, let's just say things got a little rocky. Welcome to the Stone Age, where rule number 1 was, don't be picky. Before plumbing, your bathroom experience was 100% dictated by geography. Living near the coast? Congratulations! Your options were delightful. You got to use sharp, jagged mussel shells. Yes, literally scraping your skin with sea armor. Or a coarse, hairy coconut husk. It's like wiping with an angry cactus. Oh, you live in the desert instead? Much worse. Enjoy trying to use a handful of loose sand. Spoiler alert, it doesn't work, and it goes everywhere. If you were smart, you upgraded to a smooth river stone, nature's original wipe. But if you lived in a lush, green forest, you hit the prehistoric jackpot. You got nature's premium, luxury upgrade, soft, fluffy moss, and gun ferns. But nature is a trickster. You blindly grab a handful of leaves from a random bush, and congrats, you just picked poison ivy. It knows what you're about to do, and it is thrilled. Bam! A routine bathroom break instantly triggers a localized emergency launch. And now you're spending the next week crying in a freezing cold river, questioning your existence. Yeah, let's get out of the prehistoric era. As humanity civilized, things got grander, but definitely not cleaner. Welcome to ancient Rome. They gave us beautiful architecture, advanced aqueducts, and zero bathroom privacy. Dozens of people sat side by side, high-fiving, rubbing shoulders, and gossiping about politics while doing their business. But their cleaning system was a literal biological weapon. They reached down into a dark bucket and pulled out this bad boy, the Tersorium. A natural sea sponge shoved onto the end of a wooden stick. Sounds soft, right? Here's the catch. It was completely public. You didn't throw it away. There was a literal queue of citizens waiting for a turn. When you finished, you gave it a quick swirl in a bucket of vinegar water, smiled, and handed it directly to the next guy like an Olympic relay baton. Your turn, Marcus! Meanwhile, a whole civilization of ancient bacteria is throwing a party on the sponge. And just like that, half the Roman Empire catches cholera before lunchtime. If you grab the wrong end of that stick, history remembers your sacrifice. Let's run away from that nightmare as fast as possible. Let's head east, because over in China, someone was actually using their brain. While Europe was busy passing around the community germ sponge, ancient China was literally living in the year 3000. By the 6th century AD, Chinese scholars looked at their writing scrolls and thought, hey, what if we use this for something else? And just like that, the greatest hygiene hack in history was born. Fast forward to the 1300s, and the Chinese imperial court went full luxury mode. The emperor didn't just want paper. He wanted VIP luxury treatment. He ordered thousands of custom sheets specifically engineered to be extra soft and beautifully perfumed. Absolute peak royalty. So on the left side of the world, you have a king treated to a literal day at the spa, while on the right side, we have medieval Europe, where your average peasant was wiping with a handful of dry, prickly hay, just staring into the void, wondering why existence is so incredibly painful. Let's cross the Atlantic to see if things got any better. Welcome to early America, a land of freedom, opportunity, and an absolute abundance of corn. Once you ate the corn, you were left with a sturdy, textured cylinder. And Americans unironically said, perfect. Put a basket of those in the outhouse. Every single bathroom break was a high-stakes gamble. But then came the great media revolution of the late 1800s. The famous Sears and Roebuck shopping catalogs started arriving in mailboxes everywhere for free. It was hundreds of pages of glorious, thin, non-glossy paper. Suddenly, outhouse visits became a multitasking paradise. You could sit down, pick out a brand new pair of leather cowboy boots, RIP, and immediately use the page for cleanup, the ultimate recycling program. Sears executives were probably crying in their boardrooms, but Americans were living the dream. Absolute free toilet paper. Until the 1930s, when Sears started printing on glossy paper and ruined everything. Enter actual toilet paper. When Joseph Gaiety invented commercial toilet paper in 1857, did the world celebrate? Absolutely not. They literally laughed in his face. Why would anyone spend real money on paper when the catalog was free? It took until 1930 for people to finally buy in, thanks to a massive marketing campaign. Northern Tissue dropped a billboard boldly boasting their paper was now splinter-free. Let that sink in. Before 1930, manufacturing was so bad that toilet paper rolls had actual, literal wood splinters in them. Ouch. So yes, hug your modern, ultra-soft multi-ply paper. Hug it tight. And be incredibly thankful you aren't reaching for a sharp shell, a rough corn cob, or a shared Roman sponge on a stick. So the next time you're facing down an empty cardboard roll, just breathe.